What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to be heading to the Ozarks.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.
On the last episode, we had left you at the Jasper Jeep Jam. We left from there with Joe and Misty from The Day We Make, making our way into an area that we have never explored, and that's the Ozark National Forest. This is an area that we've always wanted to explore, but we always just seem to drive past it. This time, with going to the Jasper Jeep Jam, we were the perfect location at the perfect time to spend a few days here. Our departure from Jasper headed us south down toward the Big Piney Creek. One of the first iconic places that we went to was the Car Wash Falls. At 5:30, we found a perfect campsite right along the river. This was not only big enough for Joe, Misty, Deb, and I, but it was also plenty big enough for two other couples that were on their way.
Wrong direction.
So our first night in the Ozarks after the Jasper Jeep Jam, while we were there, we picked up some new fire starters. These are the coffee campfire starter. They're made with recycled coffee. So we're going to give it a shot here and see how they do. They smell good. Apparently it's just recycled coffee and beeswax is what they told us. Can't tell if it lit or just the twigs lit. No, it looks like it lit. Says it'll burn, that cube will burn for 10 minutes. So looks like it's going to work pretty good. The only thing we had in here was some sticks and kindling, and we got a fire.
Just before dark, Teddy and JoJo and Matt and Don showed up to spend the rest of the week with us.
And you made it. Hey! Hey!
What's up, guys?
Well,
What are you doing?
we're glad you made it too. What's up, buddy? Oh, yeah.
It was really great to have everybody back together and hanging around camp, a perfect campfire to a perfect night, and it was going to be one amazing trip.
Pay attention. We didn't even know if they had looked at it and say
And then,
No?
well, I can turn it off for the night. I don't know, yours was to save upload and download.
Oh, were they?
That's pretty cool.
I saw Teddy.
I don't do a whole lot of social media stuff.
So how's the kitchen?
Well, we got it raised a little high right now since we're downhill in the sand.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
All right, so I'm gonna throw some bacon in there for like 2 seconds, and then we can throw the eggs.
Yep.
What are y'all making here?
We're making. We've got sausage.
A meat lover scramble.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a little bit of everything in it here.
It's bacon, sausage, and eggs. And then we're making some grits. And my stomach's growling. Did you hear that?
Smelled it.
Smelt it. It's like,
Smells it.
When I say everybody at camp enjoyed breakfast, I mean
Make this
everybody.
2 bites.
You still got your Jeep?
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna do 2 bites.
Ideally, I'd like to get rid of that though.
I see it. Wait a minute, one more little.
I'll put the Land Cruiser.
you guys are going to be running around
So go.
all year.
I know. I love you, buddy.
Things were very slow around camp this morning. Everybody really took their time, enjoyed the sight, enjoyed each other's company, and then we started packing up and getting ready for the rest of the day. Before we left, this was the perfect place to refill our water. The Guzzle H2O is definitely a piece of gear that we won't leave and go on a trip without. Not sponsored in any way by them, it just works. We're able to get water anywhere that we need to. After filling up with water, it was time to let a little air out. Aspen is a Texas healer, and the breed is very attentive, but I don't think they're supposed to be this attentive on a drone.
What are you doing? Aspen. What is that? Aspen.
After finishing up cleaning camp, loading up with water, and it was time to get on the trail. Our first stop of the day was Hall Creek Falls. Now this is just one of the waterfalls that we're going to see throughout this trip.
I knew you'd be the first to find a way down.
It was really cool to see the falls and the unique color of the water here in the Ozarks. A few more water crossings and we will be at our next stop. Our next stop will be the Union Schoolhouse, and this is another very well kept step back in time here in the Ozarks.
Yeah, I feel the top. I thought it was going to walk through the water.
This school was founded in 1886. It burned in 1928 and was rebuilt in 1929. This building served many purposes throughout the Levi community, including a church, a Masonic lodge, and even a community center. We all really enjoy finding historical places like this, and take a walk with us back 100 years in time.
It's so cool.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Very.
That stove, little desk.
Yeah.
After thoroughly exploring the history of this old schoolhouse, it was time to step back into present day and continue our adventure. Our next step back into the history of the Ozarks is Bub's cabin. Bub's cabin is a historic homestead that has been here in the Ozarks for well over 100 years. As we hopped out of the truck, naturally the first place Deb went was to check out the barn. I think she was secretly hoping that there was a horse in there that she could hop on and take off throughout the field. After not finding any livestock in the barn, it was time to move on to the cabin.
We're all just friends. We're all friends, just friends.
We spent a good bit of time checking out the cabin.
How are you?
Then decided to have lunch. While we were eating, the namesake of the cabin actually pulled up.
This is a beautiful place.
Hitting on one.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
Everybody been before?
First time.
First time.
Awesome.
Well, I will show you through the house. You been through the house?
Yes,
You
sir.
did? You did?
A little bit of story. Wait just a minute. Wait just a minute.
This man was really a joy to listen to. He was full of stories.
This page right here come in our book the other day. Oh, cool. Little history there.
Yeah.
Got a little money, I buy a piece of property.
Yeah.
It was selling for nothing. And but if we have if we have a tree out in the cornfield, he'll kill all the corn around for a big circle. That corn was just as fresh under that tree as must have been awful good dirt or awful good land or a lot of rain or something. You could go there and get you a job. You live in a tent, and all this,
Right.
And over at Spoke Plant, there's on the Madison County, and that plant was made to make wagon spokes.
Okay.
And this guy in an old book I remember reading when I was a kid, this guy had seen 500 wagons roll in there a day with the raw material, split up like bolts, to get them out of the woods. 500 wagons, but that's 1,000 mules. What did they have working in the woods? What did they have working at the plant? And I mean, they're just a traveling town there.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You could have stayed there and listened to his stories for days. And I'm sure he had days and days worth of stories to tell. But it was time for us to continue moving on. Thank you, Bub, for sharing your house, your homestead, your history, and some of your stories with us. We really appreciate it.
Looks like it has a rock bottom to it.
What we're finding is this terrain here is a lot like we have in eastern Kentucky. The water holes, while they can look really deep, sometimes they're not bad at all, and they do have a rock bottom. But you really got to be careful, because some of them will sneak up on you and just swallow you whole.
Good thing you tilted that way or your sack would have been dragging.
Another thing very similar to the Appalachian Mountains, where we're coming from, is there's a lot of elevation change to explore. If you can't tell by the video, this got pretty steep, but it wasn't any problem at all for that new AMW 505, even pulling the trailer. Misty and Joe had a perfect campsite picked out for us for the evening. We got there well before dark, set up, and really enjoyed the views, the scenery, and all the friendship that came with this group.
Teddy's having chicken nachos for dinner.
As the sun set on another perfect day, we were so glad to have had the experiences we did. We've got a lot more experiences to share with you here in the Ozarks. We even take the TetonX swimming for the first time across the Buffalo River, but you'll have to stay tuned to the next episode for that one. And until next time, see ya.